In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to simplify powers of products and powers of quotients. Let's start with part 1, power of a product. A power of a product will always look like this, where the base of the power is a product of multiple factors, in this case, a 3 and an x squared. To be able to come up with a rule for how to simplify a power of a product, let's take this power, 3x squared to the power of 4, write it in expanded form, and then simplify it to see what happens. So let's look closely at this power. The base of the power is 3x squared, and the exponent is 4. That means we have 4 factors of 3x squared being multiplied together. And then to simplify this, I'm going to reorder the multiplication using the commutative property of multiplication. The order I multiply all of these factors in does not matter. So I'm going to multiply all of the constant factors of 3 together first, and then multiply all the variable factors of x squared together. And now notice I have 4 factors of 3 being multiplied together. I could write those as a single power, as 3 to the power of 4. And I also have 4 factors of x squared being multiplied together. So as a single power, that would be x squared to the power of 4. And now I can simplify both of these powers. 3 to the power of 4, well, 4 factors of 3 multiplied together is 81. And based on the power of a power rule, x squared to the power of 4 would equal x to the power of 2 times 4, which equals x to the power of 8. So if we look closely at this second last line and compare that to the original power of a product, notice the exponent of 4 gets applied to both factors of the base. We have to do 3 to the power of 4 and also x squared to the power of 4. And that allows us to simplify it to our final answer of 81x to the power of 8. So let's summarize this rule in the box below. Notice that when the base of the power is a product, the exponent must be applied to both factors of the base. So the general rule, if we have a power where the base is a product of factors, so for example, if we have a power where the base is a times b and the exponent is n, that exponent of n has to be applied to both factors of the base. So it would be equal to a to the power of n times b to the power of n. And let's go ahead and do example 1, where we practice using this power of a product rule. Example 1 says simplify each expression. I'll start with part A. The base of my power is a product of x cubed and y squared. So I have to raise both of those factors, x cubed and y squared, both to the power of 4. That gives me x cubed to the power of 4 and y squared to the power of 4. And then using the power of a power rule, I know when I have a power of a power, I keep the base the same, so I'll keep the x, but then multiply the exponents, 3 times 4, which is 12. And same thing for this power of a power. Keep the base of y, and multiply the exponents, 2 times 4, which is equal to 8. So there's our final simplified answer, x to the power of 12 times y to the power of 8. Let's move on to part B. This time, in the base of my power, I have a constant factor and 2 different variable factors. All 3 of those factors have to be raised to the exponent of 2. So I have to start by doing negative 2 to the power of 2, and then x to the 4 to the power of 2, and finally y to the 5 to the power of 2. Negative 2 squared is positive 4, and then I have 2 powers of powers. X to the 4 squared, keep the x, and multiply the exponents, 4 times 2, to give me x to the power of 8. And y to the 5 squared, keep the y, and multiply the exponents 5 times 2 to give me y to the power of 10. And there's the final simplified answer. Let's do one more practice where we have another power of a product. Once again, the base of the power, I have 3 different factors. I have the constant factor of 3, the variable factor a squared, and a factor of b. So I have to raise all 3 of those factors to the exponent of 5. Starting with 3 to the power of 5, multiplied by a squared to the power of 5, multiplied by b to the power of 5. 3 to the power of 5 is 243. A squared to the power of 5 is a power of a power. Keep the base of a and multiply the exponents 2 times 5 to get 10. And then we also have multiplied by b to the power of 5. So there's the final simplified answer. And now that you know how to simplify a power of a product, let's move on to part 2 of this lesson, where I teach you how to simplify a power of a quotient. A power of a quotient will usually look like this, where the base of the power is a quotient of two values, in this case 2 divided by 3. To come up with the rule for simplifying a power of a quotient, we're going to take this power of a quotient, write it in expanded form, simplify it, and then evaluate. So looking closely at that power of a quotient, since the base of the power is 2/3 and the exponent is 4, that means I have 4 factors of 2/3 being multiplied together. When multiplying fractions, I get the numerator just by multiplying the numerators of each of the factors. So in the numerator, I have 4 factors of 2 being multiplied together. And in the denominator, I have 4 factors of 3 being multiplied together. And now in both the numerator and denominator, I just have repeated multiplication by the same factor. In the numerator, I have 4 factors of 2 being multiplied together, so I can write those as a single power. I can write that as 2 to the power of 4. And in the denominator, I have 4 factors of 3. I can write that as the single power 3 to the power of 4. And then evaluating each of those powers, 2 to the power of 4 is 16, and 3 to the power of 4 is 81. So my final simplified answer is 16 over 81. And if I were to compare the original power to my second last line here, notice that if the base of the power is a quotient, the exponent of the power gets applied to both the numerator and denominator, giving us 2 to the power of 4 over 3 to the power of 4. So let's summarize that rule in this box below. It says, notice that when the base of the power is a quotient, the exponent must be applied to both the numerator and denominator of the base. So the general rule is if you have a power of a quotient, such as a over b to the power of n, that exponent of n has to be applied to both the numerator, so a to the power of n, and to the denominator, b to the power of n. So let's see if we can apply that rule to simplify the expressions in example 2. Starting with 2a, I have a power of a quotient. The base of the power is a quotient of x squared divided by y cubed. So that exponent of 4 has to be applied to the x squared and to the y cubed, giving me x squared to the power of 4 divided by y cubed to the power of 4. And using the power of a power rule for both of those, x squared to the power of 4 would equal x to the 2 times 4, which is x to the power of 8, divided by y cubed to the power of 4, which would be y to the 3 times 4, which is y to the power of 12. And there's the final simplified answer. Let's move on to part B. Once again, it's a power of a quotient. This exponent of 2 will have to be applied to both the numerator and denominator. So it will equal 3x all squared divided by 2y cubed all squared. And now in both the numerator and denominator, I'm going to have to apply my power of a product rule that we learned earlier. Zooming out a bit, this exponent of 2 has to be applied to both factors of the base, to both the 3 and the x. So that gives me 3 squared times x squared. And then in the denominator, I have to use the same power of a product rule. This exponent of 2 has to be applied to both the 2 and the y cubed, giving me 2 squared times y cubed squared. And now I can simplify further. 3 squared is 9. So in the numerator, I have 9x squared. And then in the denominator, I have 4. And then y cubed squared. Using the power of a power rule, multiply the exponents. I get y to the 3 times 2, which is y to the power of 6. And that's as far as we can simplify that expression. And then let's do one more. Let's do part C. In part C, let's start by looking at the power in the numerator. It's a power of a quotient. I'll have to apply this exponent of 2 to both the x cubed and the y. And then in the denominator, I have a power of a product. So this exponent of 3 has to be applied to both factors of the base, to the x and to the y squared. And now I have a couple powers of powers to simplify. X to the power of 3 squared, multiplying those exponents is x to the 6, and a y squared cubed, multiplying those exponents gives me y to the power of 6. And then it would probably be helpful if we think of this x cubed times y to the power of 6 as a fraction over 1. Because when we have a fraction divided by a fraction, we can rewrite that by keeping the fraction in the numerator the same and multiplying by the reciprocal of the fraction that's in the denominator. When multiplying these fractions, the product of the numerators, x to the power of 6 times 1, is just x to the power of 6. And then in the denominator, I have an x cubed, and then 2 powers of y are being multiplied together. When multiplying powers with the same base, you keep that same base of y, but then add their exponents, 2 plus 6, which will give me y to the power of 8. And the last thing I have to simplify is this quotient of powers with the same base. I have 2 powers of x being divided, so I could simplify those into a single power by keeping the base of x, and then subtracting the exponents, 6 minus 3, which gives me x to the power of 3. And then don't forget, we still have this power of y to the power of 8, that's in the denominator. So there's my final answer. And you'll notice in that question, we used quite a few exponent rules that we had learned in previous lessons. So let's fill out a chart of all of the exponent laws that you should know at this point in the unit. The product of powers would state that if you're multiplying powers with the same base, such as a to the power of m times a to the power of n, you can simplify those into a single power by keeping the base and adding the exponents m plus n. And quotient of powers, what if we're dividing powers with the same base? So a to the power of m divided by a to the power of n. As a single power, you keep that base of a and subtract the exponents m minus n. And power of a power, if we have a to the m raised to the power of n, we can simplify that by keeping the base of a and multiplying the exponents m times n. And then this lesson, we learned the power of a product, where if the base is a product, let's say of a and b, and the exponent is n, we apply that exponent of n to both the a and the b. And then power of a quotient. If the base is a quotient, so let's say a divided by b, and the exponent is n, that exponent of n goes on the numerator, so a to the power of n, and on the denominator, b to the power of n. And in last lesson, I also showed you the zero exponent rule, which tells us that any real number a to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Except for, of course, if a is 0. So a can't be 0, because 0 to the power of 0 is undefined. And then the negative exponent rule, which we haven't worked with much yet, but we will do a lot with next lesson, would tell us that a to the power of negative n would be equal to the reciprocal of that power raised to the positive exponent. So 1 over a to the power of positive n. And now let's use a bunch of these rules to do example 3, where we have 2 expressions to simplify. Starting with a, I'll simplify the numerator. The order of the multiplication doesn't matter, so I'll look for factors that simplify together. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. And then I'll look for powers that have the same base. I have a u to the power of 1 being multiplied by a u to the power of 2. Using the product of powers rule, I can keep that base of u and add their exponents. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then there are also 2 powers of v being multiplied together. So I can keep the base of v and add their exponents. 3 plus 2 is 5. And now into the denominator, I have a power of a product. The base is a product of 3 factors, a 4, a u, and a v squared. So I have to apply that exponent of 2 to all of them. And then simplifying this, I'll leave the numerator the same. And in the denominator, I have 4 squared, which is 16, u squared, and then v squared to the power of 2. Multiplying those exponents, I get v to the power of 4. And now I can do my dividing. Negative 16 divided by positive 16 is negative 1. U cubed divided by u squared. Using the quotient of powers rule, I can keep the base of u and subtract the exponents. 3 minus 2 is 1. And then v to the power of 5 divided by v to the power of 4. Keep the v and subtract the exponents. 5 minus 4 is 1. And when those exponents are 1, you don't have to write them. So I could actually just simplify this final answer to just negative u v. And then one last question. In the numerator, I have a power of a product. This exponent of 2 has to be applied to the 3, the m cubed, and the n. And then in the denominator, I have 2 constant factors, a 2 and a 3 being multiplied together. 2 times 3 is 6. And then looking for powers that have the same base, I have an m to the 1 times an m to the 2. The product of powers rule tells me to keep the base of m and add their exponents. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then I also have powers of n being multiplied together. This n to the 1 is multiplied by another n to the 1. Keep that base of n, add the exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. And now I'll simplify this numerator. 3 squared is 9. The power of a power rule would tell me to multiply those exponents of 3 and 2 together to give me m to the power of 6. And then I have an n squared. And I'll leave the denominator the same for now. And now I can do my divisions. 9 divided by 6, well, I could simplify that. 3 goes into both 9 and 6. 3 goes into 9 3 times and into 6 2 times. So notice it simplifies to 3 over 2. And then looking for powers with the same base, I have 2 powers of m being divided, so I can keep that base of m and subtract the exponents. 6 minus 3 is 3. And then these 2 powers of n being divided, it's n squared divided by n squared. Well, anything divided by itself is 1, but using the quotient of powers rule, I could keep the base of n and subtract the exponents. 2 minus 2, which is 0. And using the 0 exponent rule, n to the power of 0 is just equal to 1. And you don't have to write a factor of 1. So my final answer is 3 over 2 m cubed. And this m cubed could be written up in the numerator with this 3 equivalently. So that's the end of that lesson where we learned about the power of a product and power of a quotient. Make sure you go to jensenmath.ca so you can get a copy of the practice questions and try these out.
Jensen Math!